Great Saturday, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us here at the Gold Standard Group YouTube channel. I am your host and sponsor. And for those who just started tuning into this channel, what that means is I'm an independent business partner of Karatbars International. My sponsor name is Lucky Rico.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
All right, so I wanted you to know that up front that I am a business partner of Karatbars International. So we talk about why it's important to own physical gold, right? I try to help people in America understand the value of this precious metal. We know many other countries around the world, Germany, many countries in Africa already know that gold is money. But in America, we've been taught a different story. We've been taught to believe in the paper. And I have untaught myself that brainwashing, and now I understand what real money is, and it's gold and it's silver, and now we got new money called cryptocurrencies. It's digital currency that we can start owning right now. I think it's smart to do so. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I let everybody know on every video that I'm not licensed to give you financial advice, but I can give you information and especially financial information, because I think our people, our communities need to know these things. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get into today's information. I got some real cool stories that I found that I want to talk about. We're also going to talk about KBC coin, because I see things happening right now in KBC land. And then I got to give a very special shout out to Jacob Bloom. And Jacob Bloom is the editor over there at the Handelsblatt in Germany. And I'm giving him a shout out because, oh man, I listened to the interview that he gave on the dude's podcast show with the other dude, what's his name? Chris? Yeah, that guy. I heard that interview and I was like, wow, these are fake journalists trying to interview a real journalist. It was funny. Man, thank you for that laugh, man. I appreciate y'all so much. But we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. So without further delay, let's get into some information I think you might enjoy. So when I joined this Karatbars journey, I made a decision that I was going to look at the successful people in this business and I was going to do what they do. Really. So that's why I'm here right now on YouTube talking to all of you about Karatbars and gold and crypto, because the successful people are not scared to open their mouths and tell people what they believe. And people like Ray Dalio, as someone that I'm listening to and watching, you got to watch what they do. Don't do what they say, do what they do. All right, because he's poured almost $500 million into gold in Q2. Now, what Ray Dalio has done, he's gone out and he's bought a lot of shares in the iShares Gold Trust ETF, as well as the SPDR Gold Trust. And now that makes Bridgewater's holdings in the SPDR Trust alone worth $914.3 million, and that's up from about 600 million in Q1. Gold prices since then has risen 26% since the start of the year and hit an all-time highs. We already know about that. So yeah, Ray Dalio is someone that I'm paying close attention to. Now, someone else that I follow and I listen to is this guy, Warren Buffett, because Warren Buffett right now is buying gold. All right. Warren Buffett traded all of his Goldman Sachs. He zeroed out his Goldman Sachs holdings for gold in the Berkshire Hathaway's newly revealed portfolio. So what did he really do? He dumped his airline stocks. Of course, airlines weren't the only stocks Warren Buffett soured during the pandemic. In addition to selling his airline holdings, including Delta and Southwest, which Buffett announced in May, the Berkshire Hathaway investor also dumped his bank stocks, closing his position in Goldman Sachs completely. So I've been saying for a long time, people, that banks are going to have a rough time coming up. So if you're holding bank stocks, or even if you're working for a bank, you might want to pay attention to what's going on. But I also saw these guys over here, the Winklevoss twins. They're saying that Bitcoin is a better bet because Elon Musk is planning to mine gold from asteroids, and that's okay. Well, we know he can probably do it. He's got rockets he can blast off anytime he wants to. And that's what the Winklevoss twins think he's going to do. He's going to go out and mine all of these asteroids for its metals. Now, we already know that Elon Musk is looking for nickel right now. He's telling all of his miners, like, look, we need nickel for these batteries, for these cars. I need nickel. So nickel might be a pretty good investment right now, especially if the electronic car industry needs it like that. And we know that's where we're going. So the Winklevoss twins, they own the Gemini exchange. So there's billions of dollars of gold floating in asteroids around this planet. And Elon Musk is going to get up there and start mining gold. That's why gold is a problem, because the supply isn't fixed like Bitcoin. Well, this story is out there. You can go out there and read it for yourself. I happen to think a little differently. I think it's going to be very, very, very expensive to go out and mine gold from asteroids. When if you got something like Bitcoin, you might not need to even do it, right? Might not even need to go get all that gold. Like the gold on Earth might be enough, especially if we're going to digital currency. So, but we never know what is going to happen next. But the Wall Street Journal also came out with this story, and they also believe that there is a new gold rush in space. And I think this story is significant, just like this Russian immigrant does. Mikhail Kokorich talks about America's edge in the new era of private exploration and his own plans for a water-fueled space transport. Now, I'm talking about this because I see a trend happening. All right. We know that Elon Musk has SpaceX. We know that he's a private citizen with a private company that now has access to space, and other private companies are now racing to space. So what's happening is there's been a shift from government, right? Government led initiatives, and the private sector is taking that over. And we see that example with space. But we are also starting to see that happen with finances and money, right? We've known most of our lives government backed paper dollars and paper fiat in other countries. But private companies, private citizens are now developing better systems that we can use to make our financial systems more stable and inclusive, because we know many people around the world don't have access to traditional finance tools and resources. But if you have a telephone, if you have a smartphone, then digital currencies and blockchain makes it possible for everyone to be included, right, in the financial system. So I thought this was a real good story on the Wall Street Journal. You can go check it out yourself. But I want to go on now to this last story that I want to cover before we get to charts, because digital securities are about to go mainstream in Germany with their new law. So you might have heard already that Germany wants to tokenize stocks. They don't want to rely on the traditional paper structure any longer. They want to put blockchain in play. They want to put these tokenized securities in play, and they're changing their law so they can be more of a framework in place that companies and individuals can follow. So I'm not going to read the story to you. I just wanted you to know it's out there. But I wanted to bring the story up because it's very important to what we're doing here at Karatbars International, because we are waiting on many parts of our ecosystem to go live. We have a go live date of October 15th. We know that we have several things going on at the same time. But frankly, in my opinion, many of these things that we're doing requires, a shift or an update in laws, because blockchain is 10, 11, 12 years old. Cryptocurrency is fairly new. And with these assets, people don't really know how to operate in them correctly. We see a lot of people getting scammed and losing their money and blah, 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 and all of that type of stuff. So laws do need to be updated in order for us to operate, without any questions. Around the world, we've seen countries come out and say Karatbars is this and KBC is that, and it's a security, and it's really not. It's a commodity, and it's a digital currency. It's a token. We've seen people all confused about what Harold Seitz is trying to do. All right. I understand what the man is trying to do, and I understand that it's not easy. But in Germany, it may become a little bit easier. So if you're wondering why we're waiting around, maybe not much is going on right now in your Karatbars business, maybe, I don't know. Well, we might be waiting for these laws to go into effect. This is a draft law, but hopefully, we can get all these new products and solutions out the door fairly quickly. It looks like everything is in place, but maybe Harold Seitz is holding off just a little bit longer just to make sure everything is in place. All the checks and balances are in place. I would rather for him to do that than release something that's not ready and not right, and we deal with more problems. So hopefully, folks, you have a little bit of patience in yourself. Now let's move on to CaratGold coin, because I'm over here on Binance Info and I see that up 17% over here on Binance Info. And I've already closed all my positions in KBC. I may, if we see a little bit of strength coming in KBC, I may jump back in. But right now, I'm done with KBC. I've traded all my coins into the reduction plan. I'm happy with I did. I like the moves that I made. But KBC is still alive until October 15th. And if you want to get involved with what we're doing here at Karatbars, if you want to be part of our mainnet, then you have to start with KBC. That's why I've been saying that KBC is still valuable, because it is the gateway into our mainnet coin and into our ecosystem. So if you want to trade KBC, then you can do that primarily, I think, on BitForex is where all the volume is. Then what you want to do is take your KBC from BitForex and bring it to CaratBit, put it in the reduction plan, sell it, do something with it. I don't care what you do with it, but I don't want you to hold it, because after October 15th, if you're still holding KBC, then you kind of stuck with it. Ain't nobody going to want it. You're not going to be able to exchange it. It's going to be delisted from the exchanges that it's trading on, and our new mainnet coin will be going up. So you have an opportunity with KBC coin, ladies and gentlemen. Get with your Karatbars sponsor if you got questions. Now, I want to do something that I don't really do much on this channel, and I want to talk about a different token that that's doing very well for me. Has nothing to do with Karatbars International. So I'm gonna break the line right here for Karatbars, and I'm gonna talk just briefly about something. I want to talk about a coin project that's been doing very, very well for me and many of my peers on our team. And that coin is Chainlink, right? Because Chainlink is experiencing tremendous growth, right? And again, I don't do this very often, but it's without being said that I had to talk about Chainlink and what its performance has done. All right, for me and many people in our community, we've spoken about this coin several times, all right, because we are exposing opportunities, and I thought that Chainlink was a strong project. So I'm not shilling Chainlink, but I just want you to know that there's an opportunity in crypto for financial freedom. I've been buying Chainlink since it's about $1.75, maybe $2 a coin for a very long time, for about a year now. And now Chainlink is $17.14. And it's performing very well for me in my portfolio. And I say all that to say this, because I introduced this project to my Patreon community 2 months ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, when the price was still down in the $4 and $5 range. And this is why I think you should join our Patreon community, because you get access to information like this. And congratulations to everyone out there holding Chainlink right now. So now let's get over to the markets. Let's see what's going on, because the altcoin market right now is just way too strong. It looks like altcoins are taking off. Looks like altcoins are moving on up like the Jeffersons, right, to a penthouse in the sky. But what's happening is Bitcoin dominance is falling, and it's steady falling. And I want to see it fall, because that's going to give altcoins an opportunity to blast off, like we see in Chainlink, like we're seeing with Ethereum. And then let's look at gold, because gold, again, took that big dive the other day, but looks like we're still trying to trend upwards. And I told you we fell right back to that short-term trend, that purple line where we've been hitting and testing. It's still valid right now. And then we bounced up to another area of support, this longer term pink line. In the last 3 days, we've been trading over that and using that as support. And I think it's a good look for gold right now. You know, we broke our all-time highs week before last. And I think we're going to break it again. You know, just with this setup, everything just looks so bullish with gold right now. People panicked throughout the sell-off. All right, so gold right now closed at 1943.61. Gold closed yesterday 1943.61. Still, after a huge dump, closed over the previous all-time highs of 1921. So I think that's very important to understand, folks. So if you don't own any gold or have any access to any gold ETFs or trading, if you're not doing anything with gold or silver, I want you to think about it. You know, again, I can't tell you how to invest your money, but I can tell you that this is going on over here in this market and that market and this market, and you might want to get a piece of that. And we see Bitcoin trading almost 12,000. I know I didn't pull the chart up, but Bitcoin's at almost 12,000. Gold 1943. KBC showing just a little bit of life. Man, it's an exciting time right now, especially if you put your money to work for you in the right cryptos and the right assets. Look, I want to help you. If you're scared to move that money, if you're holding on to money and you don't know what to do with it and you're scared to lose it, well, the first thing we got to do is work on that fear. You know, we got to get you past that fear, because once you let that money go and put it to work for you, it's going to work for you. That money doesn't have any emotional tie to you, but you got to break that emotional tie to that money. All right. So look, I'm not going to talk much more. I just want you to know, if you want to register a free Karatbars account, you can do that right now by going to my website, goldbackers.com or goldbackers.info. If someone else has been out there talking to you about Karatbars International and saving in gold, then talk to that person today. Make sure you get with that person today. So the last thing I do want to leave you with, I did watch the interview that those gentlemen did with Jacob Bloom over at the Handelsblatt in Germany. And what I heard, man, it was comedy to me, because we had these fake journalists. These two guys are terrible at interviewing. All right. And what they're doing is interviewing someone who's trying to be sincere in his interview. And they are like, you know, they're spending the affiliates' money. They're doing this and they're doing that. And Jacob Bloom is like, I don't know if that's the case. It doesn't look like that way to me. He could be, even though Jacob Bloom and Lars wrote that story in the Handelsblatt, it's kind of blowing everything up. It got BUFFETT involved. They think Karatbars is a scam, but they really are reporting on false information, on misinformation. And they really don't know the whole inside story. You have to be an insider to really understand what's going on. So, you know, great try, gentlemen. Great try. I know you're going to do everything you can to discredit the company. That was a great try, man. You had me scratching my head too. I was like, man, this might be good. I'm going to listen to this. It might be the first podcast that I hear from these people that actually is good. And I was wrong. It was terrible. Terrible. So, and if you watched it, I want to know what you thought. If you watched that, I'd really like to know your thoughts on it. I downloaded the video, so I have it. So if I wanted to, I'll break that whole video down and destroy every angle those guys are trying to push. All right, but I'm not going to spend my time doing that. I made a decision. All right, I thought about it. I was going to do it yesterday, but I made a decision that I was going to leave it alone, and I was going to let it destroy itself. I'm going to let these guys implode themselves. So with that, folks, I'm done today. Hopefully you'll join us on Monday for our Gold Standard Group conference call. And hopefully we'll have more information from Karatbars that we can share with you about the V999 and how we're moving forward with our new ecosystem. So ladies and gentlemen, have a great Saturday, and I'll talk to you later.
So how much money do you think, ballpark figure, Karatbars has had to spend on legal fees?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Because, I mean, they would have to be spending affiliate money.
Yeah, I don't know if it's affiliate money, right? That's what it's really hard to tell. They are spending money on lawyers to sue us. Harold is paying it from the salary or from company or from whatever source. It doesn't have to be affiliate money, of course. You can't tell. You won't be able to tell.